Hello and a very, very good morning to you. This is Cafe Clairvoyance, this Tuesday pop-up show. Yeah, pop-up, I hear you say. What is this? It's just that every now and then we do a show on a Tuesday, which is a pop-up. And no better today than to have a fabulous guest on. You may have seen her before. And today we'll be talking about some fabulous subjects I think you guys are going to reconnect with. They'd be absolutely awesome. There's other noises going on in the background there. Anyway, so but before we go any further, let's do a little bit of this and let's say good morning to you all. Hello and a very good morning. We've got loads of people coming on already. It's lovely to see you guys. We've got Susanna, we've got Debs. Debs Harris saying good morning. Morning, everyone, she says here. And I know you're eagerly awaiting what's going on this morning because it should be an absolutely fabulous show. And I think you guys thoroughly enjoy it. And do as Debs is doing. Yo, Debs, you are on it. Yeah, she's pressed the share button. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, as you come on the show here, please press the share button. That would be absolutely fabulous, and that'd be great. As usual, the show is produced by the wonderful Deborah, and that will be absolutely cracking. We look forward to that. Yes, and Sherry says good morning as well. That's lovely. And yes, let's get you guys going. So, okay. So we're in the Valentine's week here. We started off here on Friday. Friday here we're doing a live show. We're doing live menu readings, all about relationships, love, and things like this. And then today, on Sunday night, we did the World Sound Healing, which is very interesting. And it is all about sending our vibration, our good intentions out there across the world, especially on a special time. And yes, we've been locked down by COVID, all in our houses there, but it doesn't stop us getting on social media, doing things like this to spread the vibe out there that we can connect with each other beautifully, lovingly, wonderfully. Yes. Delia from across the other side of the world. There she is over there. Yes. She says, good evening. Delia, good evening. Lovely to see you. Michael Bryan comes on and says, evening. Yes, we say good evening to you too. Jay Jones is on here saying, good morning, everyone. That's absolutely fabulous. Oh, lovely to see you. So, during today's show, I'm going to be joined by a fabulous guest, and we're going to be talking about twin flames, soulmates, and loads of other things. This is one of these mornings, where you're thinking here, how long's the show? It's an hour. How long do we need? Probably about 3. But anyway, so that leaves no longer a time than to go and bring on my fabulous guest. Let's go and bring her on now. Just see if she's at the front door there. Yeah, right on time. That's absolutely amazing. And a very, very good, very, very good. Good morning from us. Good evening to you. Your sound has gone. Your sound has completely gone. The sound has gone for some particular reason. I don't know why that is. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Why have we gone there? We have, yes, I don't know why, but your sound has gone. Just disappeared. Right, okay. So what? No, still can't hear you. Still can't hear you. Oh dear. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take you off again. And what I'd like you to do is come back in. That's it. That'll work. Okay, so sometimes I get these technical errors, issues. And this is because here, here we go again. Here we go. Mercury retrograde. Yes. Blame it on Mercury retrograde. Anything that ever goes wrong, blame it on Mercury retrograde. How is
Hello?
that? Oh, that's better. At last. That's
Hey.
good. That's good. I don't know what happened there. Anyway, Delia says muted. I said, yes, we know. And Susanna says, morning, Irene. That's lovely. Morning from us. Good evening to you.
Susanna.
So it's 5 minutes past 11 over here. What time is it over there in Brisbane?
It's 5:08 over here. So New South Wales is an hour ahead, actually. So it can get a bit confusing with daylight savings hours. but we'll
Okay.
get there.
Okay.
Oh,
So do you have daylight saving time the same as us, where the clocks go forward and goes back in the end of March
yes,
and the end of October? Okay, good. So it
yes,
keeps in
but only
synchronicity
half of
somewhere.
the country. Yeah.
Half of the country.
Yeah, only half of the country. So that's why it gets a bit confusing in
No,
Australia
poor
because
other half must be feeling very rejected. Oh, what was going on there? Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Delia says no. I don't know what's going on there. Anyway, right, okay. So here we are. We're talking about twin flames, and we're talking not in Brizzy, not in Brizzy. Is that the shortcut now? Is that the shortcut name for?
yeah.
Okay,
So Queensland doesn't have daylight savings.
okay.
Delia is correct.
Delia's
It's
correct.
New South Wales. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Delia, for the correction there. That's.
Thank you for clarifying. That's awesome.
Don't you just love your audience? They come in and correct you.
Yes, yes. They keep us on our toes, that's for
Oh dear, oh
sure. I
dear, you
hope.
can't catch them out, can you? You can't catch them out. Okay, so twin flames. Let's
Mm,
start talking about introducing here. Well, we get an idea what a twin flame is, but sometimes people get the wrong idea. The wrong,
yes,
perhaps. Let's
yes.
talk about this.
Okay.
So yes, far
Yes, well,
away.
the twin flame phenomenon is it's quite a spectacular one. And just like with much other spiritual occult knowledge, it's something that, although it's been around for eons, it's one of those things that is kept out of the mainstream knowledge to a certain sense. And it's because, like other powerful spiritual works, like the Emerald Tablet, right? Back in the day, they it would only be passed to very rich people and royalty,
Okay,
because the information of, as above, so below, was so powerful and threatening that they had to hoard it to themselves. So twin flame phenomenon is much like this. And
okay,
it's because it has the evolutionary power to like profoundly change the earth and humanity when these energies come together in alignment. So much like anything else, it is the era and the time now that the twin flame phenomenon is really going to juice up, because we've had eons of dealing with our karmic lovers, and more people are entering the stage and the awareness that they will be able to touch their twin flame.
okay. Deborah there says Bobby Carson, fantastic work on the Emerald tablets. That is
Mm,
so interesting. Yes, a lot of
yeah.
angelic work is also done through green emeralds, rather than anything else. A lot of angelic work, and yes, ooh, very interesting.
Yes,
Yes,
it
here we
would.
go.
Yes,
Oh, it's warming up already, guys. So that's great. So we got this twin flames. Is this someone that you're thinking, hey, who are you, baby? Is this someone you instantly collect to think there's igniting passion and it's going to erupt into a phenomenal relationship with enormous love, or is it something else?
well, yes, it's all of those things and much more. Actually,
Okay,
the very first, one of the first. So there's signs and symptoms. I could say symptoms, but it's more like signs, omens, and synchronicities, and then you get the symptoms. But on first meeting, the very first thing that happens is a karmic trigger. And it's a karmic trigger because with the twin flame phenomenon, you two aren't free of karma, just saying, right? Okay. It doesn't fall under the you do not create karma together. Oh, no, you do.
oh
You
yes you do, it's
entirely
like a
do.
pantomime. Oh no you don't. Oh yes you do. Yeah.
Yes, yes. So the karma that you share with your twin will be activated, and the karmic trigger is like a energetic awareness download or upload. You could almost say.
Right.
So what it does is it activates in the consciousness, and most likely the subconsciousness to the most far extent. A lot of us are not so in tune with what is happening in the subconscious, and that's why meeting your twin flame can be wildly confusing, because it's like touching the most beautiful, wonderful feeling of home that you
Mm-hmm.
have ever experienced, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't know this person,
Okay.
okay?
Yes.
So you think. So you think.
So you think. Yes. You think.
Yes.
Whoops. Go on. Carry
So
on.
one
This
of the
is.
yeah, so one of the first signs is your karmic trigger. The second one is whispers of remembrance. So once you get past the first jolting moment where it's like a pin drops inside your soul, then the whispering remembrance is that something starts to happen in your actual logical mind brain. Your consciousness tries to interpret, what is this that I'm sensing? What is this that I'm feeling? And because of that, memory work in the back of the mind starts to come through, and most people feel like they know this person, which
Right.
they do, but
Yep.
maybe the first meeting, you've never met them before in this lifetime.
Okay.
So that energy of that unconscious memory becoming conscious occurs on that first meeting. So you have your karmic trigger, you have your secret, whispering of remembrance, where you cannot place where you know this person. And then from then on, omens, signs, and synchronicities start to occur. So this
Wow.
is where the universal energy works around twin flames. And it's because of their amazing attracting magnetic force, which draws, you could say, the spiritual energy, the guides, the angels, to work in the twins' favor, to assist them to reach the point where those two twins can be together in alignment and in harmony.
Okay.
Now, unfortunately, generally, there is so many things that have come between the twins in the past, and
Oh
that is
dear.
the karma.
Life. Yes.
Yes, yes.
Yep.
Uh, and because of this free will, so from my perspective, I experienced all this through my own recall of my own past lives. It is that through free will and making decisions over lifetimes, it means that when you meet, you could have already decided to like each other.
Okay.
Okay. You could have already decided to play roles to each other that were less than value on each other's connection.
Okay.
So if to meet in this lifetimes, sometimes it's not like in that twin flame story where you just meet and everything is so wonderful, and even though it feels so good in the twin flame connection, it doesn't mean you get to stay there or touch it in that pure perfection way. And it's because of the mirror of each other.
Right.
So the elements of your soul are within that person. So there's nothing that you can hide, right? So a nice way to think of the twin flames is they bring light to the dark or hidden places, the dormant or the unawakened in you.
Wow. Okay. And those can be very uncomfortable, can't they?
Yes, it is most uncomfortable because this person feels like home, and you
Yes.
want to be with them. Both parties have this unnerving, unbreaking almost to experience each other.
Yes. Okay. This is
Mm,
awesome. This is awesome. So this connection. So it's interesting. It's a twin flames. We have. I love Susanna's comment here. Oh my goodness. Anyway, so it's like a magical love bomb. Boom.
yes, yes,
Okay.
it is.
She. Okay, it's like so. I know you from somewhere. Where do I know you from? We get those sometimes, don't we? And you,
Yes, we
and
we do.
yes, yes. It's interesting, isn't it? Because sometimes it's even on this show here, even on this show, and I can't see the person. I can't see them. All I get is their text, and yet somehow I know that person, and the information I can give through is so direct to the point of names and things like this. It's like, yes, I know that person from somewhere, and other people
Yes,
which are not. But also, I think as well, when you do meet someone for the very first time, there is that instant. trigger. And if you're in a crowded room, or you're in a bar or a restaurant, something like that, it's like everyone just disappears. It
Yes,
just becomes you
that's
too.
very, mm,
Yes,
yes, that's quite an amazing phenomenon.
yeah,
Actually, can occur with soul mates, okay, as well as twin flames. Okay, so when you cross paths with a soulmate, so the main difference between a soulmate and a twin flame. So this is really great to clarify for people, because it's a little bit hard to understand it all. There's a lot
mm,
to comprehend. But
mm,
for me, I use the term karmic lovers
okay,
to describe soulmates in which you have had those romantic relationships with, the marriages, the all sorts of, maybe you were a sex worker, or in throughout the ages we've had many roles for men and women.
yeah,
So soulmate, you have shared that romantic relationship with, that sexual relationship with, and so they are soulmates, but they're like karmic lovers, because throughout lifetimes and lifetimes you've got to know each other, and had a lot of history together. So on
okay,
meeting, there's similar remembrance process can occur with your soulmates.
okay.
Yep. Yep.
This is awesome, and we love this sort of stuff because it makes people really think about it. It's not just divine sex and rock and roll. It's actually a little bit more deeper than that. We're going into what we are doing as soulmates and twin flames. Now, here's an interesting question, because sometimes you meet like someone of the same sex here. For instance, you meet a woman, as a guy, you meet a guy, and sometimes there's that connection there as well, isn't there? Who becomes your buddy?
Mm,
Your
mm,
buddy. So, do you believe
yeah.
that there's a twin flame with your buddies?
No, there's only one twin flame in my walk through the Akashic records.
Okay.
Um, I witnessed, you could say, what would be the birth of souls, and the phenomenon of the twin flame is manifesting at the moment, because people are leveling up, and consciousness is being raised, and that is why now is more likely that people are going to meet and touch their flames. Now, your
Yeah.
twin flame can be your mate, or sure. Your twin flame can be any kind of role to you, a parent. So I wanted twin flame connection would be much like Jesus and Mother Mary. Okay,
Okay.
like
Okay.
like that connection between those two is very much like how you would think of the twin flame, but in another role. Okay,
Okay.
so that is something. Okay, ultimately the twin flames love to incarnate together as lovers, and
Right.
then have partnerships, so that's
Okay.
kind of one of the ideals, because of the intimacy, because of the amazing spiritual kind of uplifting feeling of love that twin flames create when they are together in love and harmony. Yeah.
This is awesome. What a lovely morning to talk about those twin flames. And it's um it's interesting because I always find here that the person that you really enjoy settling down with is a person who has that connection with you and has similar likes and interests to what you have too. Similar likes,
Yes.
and I think this is an important part as well, because if you can both do things together, like for instance, Deborah and I, we just so enjoy each other's company. She's going there. Oh, don't go on. I know she is. Oh, she's down there going.
Yeah,
Oh no,
no,
don't tell
go
them.
on.
But we just like quite happy going out for a walk with the dogs. Just saying we are so happy in our own company. It's lovely, really enjoyable,
Yeah,
and
that is, yeah.
yes. And then other times
Mm,
I'm quite happy in my den, in my den. I've got my guitar, which is behind the screen. I've got everything else going on around me, which is slightly different, but she's downstairs and she's reading her books, and I'm doing something else, which is cooking, whatever, which she loves. And but how that connection is always there. It's just inseparable. Yes, so it's lovely, and I so
Yes,
enjoy that.
that's another sign too, is that you share tastes with your twin flame. You
Yes,
share
we is
tastes, as in
that
taste of
I feed
music,
her, she feeds
taste
me.
of food, taste, tastes, because it's easy
Taste.
to be together.
Yes,
You
it
get to
is.
be all of yourself. You get to be all of yourself. You know, the very best and sometimes the very worst, depending on the lessons that need to be learned in order for, you know, the freedom of that kind of union to come together. There are a lot of forces on the planet that don't particularly like same unions, and some of those forces do kind of take advantage of the fact that we are in karmic cycles and that we live and die and forget and then come back, and then we die, you know, we live a whole life as this, and then we pass on, and then we forget, and then so they have a greater awareness of this phenomenon, and what it, how it changes the level of consciousness on the planet for such high love connections and vibrations that can make, you know, generally they have work to do in the world. So Phil, you and Deborah are a great example of, say, a twin flame connection, that when you brought you two together, you're changing the world. You're changing the world.
Well, that's a nice way of putting it. If we're doing that, we're doing that unconsciously, not awarenessly. But it's yeah, okay. I think we like. I think yes, okay. We do that, but we don't do it alone. We do it with people like you. So
Yes,
thank you very much for putting all the butter on the cake for us. But you got butter on the cake too, as it is other people who come in and join us as well.
But you're
And
a good
and
example. You're a good example of how the strength that twin flame connections can bring. You know, the strength that other people can. You know, it inspires other people just to see, you know, twin flames in action. So,
Right,
thank
it's
you.
nice. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Now, it's also interesting here as well, is because if you're this could be for some people, and Delia's putting up loads of posts. I do enjoy reading hers there, and she says you don't always end up together though, and that's an interesting point, because sometimes you can have a previous life or even this life where you don't end up together, but then you get back together the next life, which could be this one or the following one, and you've got stuff still yet to do.
Yeah. See,
Yeah.
in my experience with my twin flame, you touch each other in every lifetime, no doubt, no doubt. Even if they don't incarnate. So if they have reached a level of consciousness where they're able to, you know, they've freed themselves from the incarnation, then they may just come as your guide all the time, you know, or be watching you or playing some part in your existence,
Yeah.
despite maybe not being a physical incarnation of a person. Yeah.
Interesting. Absolutely, absolutely fabulous. Okay, we've got loads of comments here. First of all, let's come back to this one. This is from Deborah, who's produced the show downstairs. Get my little witty there. Says, if you have a reading on a Cafe Clairvoyance spiritual show, please post a comment on the Cafe Clairvoyance page or the Cafe Clairvoyance group to win a full one-to-one reading with spiritual aura medium me. Yes, there you go. And we got Michael. Michael Bryan says he loves the kitchen. Nice place to be. And I like the kitchen. One of the lessons that I think Deborah's learning with me is that the curries get hotter and hotter and hotter. And she's there, just one of the testing things she has to endure. Like, is that not hot enough? And I say, it's nice, but it could be, a little bit. She said, but that's more than last time. I said, yes, make it hotter. She said, I want to eat as well, you know. Boom.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Anyway,
Keeping it
there we go. There we go.
spicy.
There we
Spicy
go.
in the kitchen. Woo.
Okay, now this is interesting. This is something I like to. Right, okay, right. Let's go to Jay here. She says, at the stages of twin flames, do they mostly get back together after separation? Oh,
Yeah.
that's a good question. Now, does that mean here it's in this lifetime, though?
Yeah, so the twin flame phenomenon has worked a little bit different before this new kind of stage for humanity. In this
Okay.
stage of humanity, the download is that yeah, there's normally one runner, you're right. So that's why they kind of come in fast and then like totally rock your world and mirror your whole self to you, which maybe you've never got to experience before with anything or anybody. And then they can't deal. They can't deal with how intense it is. They don't want to
Mm,
believe in love. They've made a decision that they don't even believe in souls. I mean, because of the free will, the twin flame phenomenon has had a really rough road. and and so despite that, you're always going to meet and be drawn back together. So what's happening is lots of people are meeting their twin, they're touching it. That's amazing. Then
yep.
they're having this whole trigger process of seeing themselves in another energy, and what how much they loved it, but how much they miss feeling that connection. And then through the separation, they're separated, but the bond and the awareness of them stays. So it is a great longing. But in this lifetime, many people are reconnecting after a separation with their twin. And then because what is happening is one twin is running and trying to replace the experience with someone else, with another relationship, because they've convinced themselves that what they're experiencing is not that real. It can't be real. So I can go and find anybody else to do, to be and so they have to go through this trial and error process, almost just to be open to the awareness that how good it can be.
Right. Okay. Now this is interesting. Now we've got loads of stuff coming in. Right. I love all the comments coming through. Delia says, "Steamy kitchen antics." When I was saying here about the kitchen, yes, a bit of spice going on there. Yes. Anyway, right. Okay. So Susanna says, "Oh, so true. What is it about you lot in kitchens? Are you all into lovers of the kitchen?"
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yes.
Through our
We turn into a real pressure
Through our
cooker.
stomachs.
Okay, right, right. Okay, and Delia says cheat. Okay, all right then. Whatever that was going on there, I'm not sure what she means there, but
Yeah.
yeah, brilliant. It says, "Is twin flame an energy in another being, or is it in another being? Another being? Is the twin flame energy an energy in another being, or is it another being?" That's sorry, got it right now. Sorry, beg you. Michael. Apologies. I got it right now. Sorry. Yes, that's a
All
good
right.
question.
So dare I say a little bit of both, as in your twin flame is their own being. They are their own soul. They have their completely own separate soul evolution.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what's so miraculous about the twin flames is it's two souls that have complete free will and are separate in their evolution. So that's why one part of the twin flame can evolve their consciousness out of the incarnation cycle, and the other might still be in. But in another sense, the twin flame is an energy. It is an energy around these beings, these two souls.
Okay.
And that energy is like a light.
Okay.
And that light, when it comes together, becomes a flame.
Wow. That's back to the kitchen stuff. Let's turn on the
Yeah,
cooker.
like the hot stuff. So, what else is some signs about the twin flame is the intensity. So if you experience a very large amount of intensity and you feel it, right? You feel them. So you might not have the ability to feel other people's energy,
Yes.
but then you meet this person and you can feel them. It's a weird experience to explain, but your mind wants to touch it, your body wants to touch it. The deep parts of your soul want to touch it.
Oh yes.
So that is another sign, is intensity. Another thing is that you may dream about them. So we often can have dreams with people that we have strong connections with. But with the twin flame, it seems to be unusually high that people might dream about that person in a different era, in a different time, under
Wow.
different circumstances, right? It's your consciousness trying to give you a heads up about why there is such contention between you two.
Okay. Susanna says it's like fireworks. This kitchen is turning into an unsafe place. You got the cookers going off now. You got fireworks going off in there. You got spices going everywhere. And who's going to clean this lot up?
Yeah.
Okay, this is really good. I thoroughly enjoyed this morning. Okay, because that's an interesting point as well. And this is something I agree. When you meet that person, you have that like wowness. It's just there, isn't it? It's just such
Yeah.
a strong connection. And it's like as someone said to me before I met Deborah, they said, you're going to meet your soulmate. And I said, okay, this is nice. This is nice. And because everybody talks about soulmates like it's just you're going to meet this girl. Oh, yeah, I wonder if she's your soulmate. Yeah, could be. Could be, could be. Your comments here, ladies. Ladies, please, please. Take it down a level. Anyway, but yes, and I said, but what they said here, this is spiritual love. I said, okay, what's the difference there then? They said, yeah, because the pair of you know
Yes.
exactly what you both need, what you both want, and how you both desire. So, what's the difference then between a twin flame and a spiritual lover?
Yeah. So it's a bit like agape love and eros love. So agape love is a bit like, that love that you may have for God kind of thing, it's like an expression of a divine love. So your twin flame is like your divine partner, the partner or the soul who will most remind you of your divinity.
Okay. Oh, I
Okay.
feel divine when I'm with her. She'll like that.
Yeah.
The curry's getting hotter. It's getting hotter.
Very blessed, very blessed. And it's because our consciousnesses, have spent eons being taken out of our alignment, being put into positions of unworthiness, of control, say. There's numerous things that we could have decided. And that's why with the twin flame connection, it is spiritual. It is the one thing you cannot deny. Even if you're completely unspiritual and you don't believe in it whatsoever, the twin flame phenomenon is manifested so that we always have a key to the divine and the divinity in us through our flame.
That's interesting. Yes, you can't have the wrong positions in the kitchen, or else that happens. Yes, bang. This is very interesting.
Yeah.
That's a yes, may not be a twin flame. Wherever you had that was two of something, it may have disappeared. Yes. Anyway, right. Okay, let's have a look at this. This is interesting. Right. Davina says, can you have this connection with someone even if you haven't met them in person, but you have to communicate through the usual social media platforms? Yes.
Yes, in this day and age, that's why twin flames is becoming a more real experience for people, Davina, because of our way to communicate, because we can touch all ends of the earth, okay, and because we have the ability to move through our karmic ties and soul contracts with just unresolved karma in general, because we have more freedom in our society to have relationships. We have more freedom in society to explore. And we've never had this time, ever before, where we can connect with people on the other side of the world and start receiving that psychic, imprint, receiving that connection. So it is entirely possible. And I would say that in this day and age, it may be how some twins will finally get to connect with each other. But just watch, you will know yourself. All right, you really, twin flames is a lot about knowing yourself and trusting yourself. trust your intuition. No one else can tell you who your twin is, okay? They may, if they're really good psychics and mediums, but besides that little pocket, okay, the rest of us are kind of out there saying, what is love? So the twin flame comes into your life, right, to like really test and challenge what is your idea of love, and does it stand up to the light?
It's amazing that, isn't it? Yes, yeah, I agree. And right, yes, you're very good at this. You're getting very good at this. Yeah, I think it's people are loving this concept. This what we're talking about this morning. And right, Phil's eyes are so full of love for you, Deborah. You better get your running shoes on. Yes, she does run, but I catch up. Anyway,
I can see that. I can see that. Well.
right. Yes, she's been trying to run for years, but it's like the cartoon. You know when you're holding on to someone, so they're in the air and they're running. It's like do 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 do. They're running with little legs, saying you can keep on going, but not going anywhere. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Love listening to Irene. Yes. So do I. So do I. I think it's absolutely fabulous here.
Thank
Right.
you.
Okay. Now let's come back to something here, because something else I looked here. Cherry came up with a really good question. Said, if you have an unpleasant relationship years earlier and you move on to which was very painful, why would you dream of them in the future when you're happy and fulfilled as in bad dream? Now that's an
Yeah,
interesting one.
that is
Yes.
an interesting one.
That's an
Yeah,
interesting
and
one. That's
that's an
interesting. We're
excellent
going to say that
question.
all morning. That is so interesting. No, we better answer it. Right. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So yes, this happens actually, and this is such a great question, because when the twin flames meet, right, and they've had free will and they have karma. Sometimes when the twin flames first meet, it's like carnage. I'm afraid. There may be cheating, there may be lies, there may be intrigue. I mean, on my own personal journey, my twin was involved in secret societies and the church, and dark magic, and you name it. People can do it, right? So in my story, the twin flame connection has not always been this love light thing. It has been more of a brutal kind of connection that lifetime after lifetime I have not been able to break. Okay.
Okay.
And so for you, Cherie, the first time you touch, right, it was painful, and you're not supposed to love people who have treated you badly, and how it's ended badly. And this is one of the things about twin flames which causes psychic trauma. It causes a psychic trauma because you cannot break the soul bond. The love that you feel for them is stronger than anything that they could ever do to you. Trust me, my twin flame has done a lot of things to my soul. Because out of the rejection that it can even exist, right? So yes, it's unfortunate, but this is one of the kind of symptoms, okay, of a twin flame. I bet you grew a lot. I bet you it made you question all those things about you in order for you to maybe then move on and have a happy relationship. So the twin has done its job in helping you grow. Okay.
Absolutely. I
So
agree with that.
yeah. Yeah. So, but the love that you feel, and the longing is something we have to come to terms with. Yeah.
I love this. Julia says, get a new kitchen. It's fantastic. The old one's been destroyed. We've had herbs, spices, cookers, pressure cookers, and fireworks going off all over the place. Yeah, you need a new kitchen. Oh, we know what you've been doing. Right, okay, let's. J. Jones says, wow, makes me feel better and more understanding of my own journey. And isn't it interesting that you can have past relationships and sometimes you can feel very bitter, very angry, very annoyed. Why did I do this? Why do I allow this happen? And why was I doing this?
Yeah.
Well, there's a simple answer in many respects, because at the time you were doing all that you knew what was the best for
Yes.
you.
Yes.
Um,
Yes. Yes.
That's all you could do. It's like if we can all say, hey, if I'd known better. Yeah, we can all say it, but we didn't. So you're only doing
Yes.
something at the
And
time.
the twin will bring out, the parts of you that, most of the time you might be able to get away with denying. Okay.
Yes.
With almost
Yes.
everyone else, you can probably get away with denying it, or I don't know, whatever it is. But with your twin, that's not possible. It's just not possible. And so you know each other so well that just being in each other's presence, right, is like unnerving almost, okay? Especially if you're not comfortable with who you are in yourself.
Right.
Then the twin flame experience can cause a lot of your insecurities to come up. It can cause a lot of your old wounds. Okay, so our old wounds generally, but it's for a very positive and great purpose.
Yes.
Okay, because we want to be able to work through our wounds. We want to be able to grow into a higher evolution of love. Okay,
We
and
do.
we haven't always had that chance on this planet. So now we have this chance, and I'm here to hopefully, help people and guide them through the journey that seems very confusing and that leaves you sitting at home a lot contemplating what is going on here.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's not easy just to say, well, just be. And because people sometimes say here, well, how do you just be when you've got all these fireworks going on? You've got these emotions, these feelings, these what can appear as traumas, then this magic
Mhm.
to bring you all together as well. This magic in it as
Yes.
well. I can understand as much as saying about the black magic to do with the relationship that you're in before and how he's into all this different stuff here. You've also got the in a sense, you've got the hocus pocus of a twin flame relationship, which brings out everything. And I do agree with you that a twin flame will bring out. And it's earlier on you were talking about mirrors, how this brings out in front of you how important it is. It brings out things about you that you don't like about yourself, which are hidden, which are
Yes.
hidden. And I
Yes.
think that's
Because,
that's a big
yeah.
point. And this is the stuff you've got to face. And the twin flame is there in a sense, whether they like it or not, is probably there to help you.
Yes, so that's what's interesting about twin flames is
Yes.
is both twins can want to be together,
Yep.
but it's amazing, how the universal energies, you could say, kind of orchestrate. Like they can't, because of free will. If the universe had the option, they'd probably just put us all together with our twin flames and say, "Great, everyone's going to be happy now. They're with their self."
Yes.
Their
They
other
are.
self.
They are. They are. They are. I'm
Yeah.
just gonna go.
Uh,
Brilliant. Sorry. Yes. No. No. I think it's absolutely fabulous what you're saying. I'm just going back to find a statement which I thought was actually lovely. Right.
mm,
Yes. Um, is that Susanna said Henry and I. Henry was a love to Susanna, and Henry said he passed away, but he got back
yeah.
together when he passed over. He is now my guide. Now
Yeah.
that's interesting, isn't it? Someone you love, who is your twin flame, exits your life earlier than your existence, your soul
Mm,
existence, and they then become your guide.
mm.
That's an interesting one.
Yes. Yes, of course. That's actually, it happens more often actually than what people probably might imagine.
Yeah.
And it's because because you were able to draw the twin energy in. Once they've touched you, if they pass, they're not going to leave your side. The
No.
the love that they feel in spirit form is unbounded. It's not, there's no taming in the physical. So Susanna, you and Henry, yes, will have that beautiful, gorgeous love and magic, even though he's not in the physical. The non-physical is still very much a part of our reality.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. Thank you, all your comments this one. You guys are awesome out there. This is absolutely fabulous one. I want to keep on going, going, going. Now, Jay Jones, we want to give a nice round of applause, please, to Jay Jones, because she's becoming an intuitive life coach. She is on a journey and she's wanted to do things like this. So well done, Jay. You're on your way. And she says, "Oh, thank you. That's all right. You're lovely there." So, and you also been called lovely as well. That's nice. Anyway, right. Okay. So now this is interesting as well, because I think as well. Now, when you're talking to a particular lady, maybe they're slightly, actually it doesn't have to be older. You could, and their partner or the parent has Alzheimer's or dementia. I have actually had this experience where the person appears on the other side because they've got dementia, because part of the soul is closing down. And actually talking to people about this, saying, "Oh, what's going on? What's going on here? Why am I getting this?" Is a lot of people say, yes, this is a phenomenon we're all experiencing. That when the soul, when the mind is slowly closing down, the physical mind closing down, the soul goes backwards and forwards to the spirit world. And often that's happened where the spirit is thinking, "Well, I've got your dad here." He said, no, he's still alive. And I go, "He's got Alzheimer's, hasn't he?" He goes, "Yes, he has." And I said, "This is what happens. What happens?" So sometimes the family love, or even it's interesting to communicate with someone who's suffering with someone's got Alzheimer's. They're with a medium, and the spirit of their husband or their wife comes through and actually says here, "Well, actually, I know exactly what you're saying. I know exactly what you're doing. I just can't express it in the physical sense, but I can in the spiritual sense."
Yes, that is entirely true. And yes, I believe with Susanna's story, Henry was in a coma for a while, and that is a period when Henry would have been working on lining everything up to become her guide when he passed. It's a bit like some people who leave their bodies in traumatic experiences, right? It's like, and when people are losing their mind, their consciousness can still be very, very active, outside of the body.
Yes,
Totally.
yes, I totally agree with you. Which is, I think it's a phenomenal. But there's a lot more to life, as we say, than what we just see, hear, or see by our normal senses. That outside of that is massive, massive, massive thing. Now, the other thing I'd say here is that sometimes your twin flame can also be your spirit guide, even if you haven't lived a life with that person. So, for instance, where Susanna is concerned here, and just read back her statement here, she says, "The bond with a twin flame is a strong bond that will always live in you." I agree with you. Totally agree with you. And it's always what it's doing for you. For instance, you can have twin flames, and this is interesting as well. You go back to previous relationships, and you meet those people. There's people there, and maybe you actually separate away from them, but they still exist within you. And also, though, that you pass over, your time comes back down to come and live on the earth plane again. But your twin flame stays up there in the spirit world and works with you as a guide.
Yeah, entirely. And this is a part of the evolution of twin flames that needs to kind of be occurring on the planet right now, is that we live in a physical and a non-physical reality where both bubbles touch one another. And in my view, some of us relate more to our human side, right? And we use that as our go-to. And others of us, we relate to the non-physical side. And that's our go-to. And it's because there's varying degrees of people who are conscious of, say, the non-physical compared to the physical that they can see.
Yes.
However, it doesn't change the fact that both of them are existing at the same time and that they touch. And there are many purposes to manifestations of incarnation. And there's many purposes for the manifestation of that twin energy as a guide. So, yeah.
Okay. I just like to do something actually. I've done this on Friday, but I'm just going to completely embarrass you.
Oh.
Think I'll as we're talking about this, I think this is a lovely comment to make. Hey, want that box to just disappear. Excuse me, that one's going to disappear. And let's do this.
Liberation by Irene, Bryan. The liberation of the moments in between the spaces of our motions. Don't be afraid. Feel the fear and call it by its name. The downhill climb of an abyss so deep traverses the wide oceans and the solid ground beneath your feet. O wild season of ever-changing thought! Does it scare me that focus can only be sought? Practice, train, and inspire yourself, ending the entertainment of your old, former self.
You did embarrass me.
I did. Because that was so nice. I remember that poem there. Now, you're going to write some more, aren't you?
Yes, I totally
That's
will.
it. You nodded your
love
head the
that.
right way. That's good. That's
I
good.
did. Yeah.
You did. Fabulous. Okay.
Thank you.
We've got loads of requests here. That we better invite you back on the show again. So, all right.
Lovely.
All right.
Lovely. Is there any other, I just quickly maybe should run through some of the other signs or symptoms just real quick. Things
Okay.
like tantric sexual experiences, control issues, okay? Control issues can be
Yep.
present in the twin flame dynamic, and also pressure to conform or change. So that's because twins often want, so that dynamic of wanting other people to change so that, you feel better about it. Even though the twin souls are the same kind of energy, the choices around our circumstances is kind of what then when they meet, the twins just want it to work out smoothly. We don't always necessarily want to do the work to grow. So anyway, I said I would mention some of them, so I just wanted to fit that in, but there's a lot more.
That's fantastic. We're going to discuss that. I think on another one there, and I think I think another show that I would like to do with you is the life between lives, and how we make those choices to come back into this life. Because I know you've got a little bit of experience here. Well, a lot of experience here, and me working as a hypnotherapist and working on past life regression and future progression, how we can. What we do in between lives and what our purpose is before we come back down, I think is a big thing. And also to give you, like you guys out there, a lot of awareness sometimes here that sometimes, can I ask this question to some of you people out there? Have you sometimes wondered or felt, what am I doing here? What am I doing here?
It's a really good question. Yeah.
Really good question. Because sometimes it is like, where am I? Where am I? That's another one. Where am I? Why is this happening? And I think there's another question to come back into this show. I know we got some readings here for the show here, and I think we're going to try one or two. But so at least we got just to say that we're going to do these readings here for you guys. And just before we do that, I could do this, and we're going to pop by these and just help you guys out. So right. Okay, rightio. Let's do a little bit. There it is. Let's do a bit of this. We'll do some readings. Okay, I love this. Minnie says, "Oh, she's laughing right off. Ever since birth, this is not home. Take me home."
Yeah.
I love that. Ah, dear.
Yeah.
Yes, Deborah says every day while I'm standing in the kitchen, she says, "What am I doing here?"
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Maria Helmy says all the time. Oh my goodness, we have stepped on something here, haven't we? What am I doing here? Right. Okay. Yes. Katrina says, throughout my teenage years, I've often wondered, why am I here? Okay. Right. Let's step into this. So first of all is Lisa Morgan. Very good morning to you, Lisa. She says here she'd like a general reading. She's gone for the colour blue. And yeah, I'll start with this here. She's ooh, let me pick up on this down. I would say let's get into the mode. Glasses off, glasses off. And actually, Lisa, what I'd like to say to you first of all here is there's a very nice lady here who would like to come over. In fact, I'm just picking her up. She just literally stepped into our presence here to work between ourselves here. It's interesting that although you are wherever you are in the world, Spirit have the infinite ability to communicate between us both, no matter where we are, and so this is an interesting point. But this particular lady here says here that she had a lot of ailments. A lot of ailments about herself here, and she said that she wasn't. Her whole body was wrong, but also her hip and her right leg was really not good. Really not good here, Lisa. She's telling me. And as I'm working with her here, she also gives her our name. I believe her name is Robert, that this is particular lady wants to give her name as. And she would also, as she's working with you here, she just says grandmother, by the way. She just says grandmother. And I would like to say to you here, Lisa, would you understand if I said to you that there's a lot of activity of chaos in some respects going on around you by other people, not necessarily you? And she's actually saying to me here, she says here, sometimes would you understand to step away a little bit? Step away a little bit and be in your own self a little bit here. And there's this interest here about getting so much into yourself. Yes. Okay. Yes. If you want to say anything, by all means do.
Hi, Lisa. Um, okay, so I got a lot of fast moving energy for you. It looks like you might be very busy at the moment creating and possibly communicating or running with an idea of yours. It's something that you like that this is outside of say something that I'm picking up for you around like a situation with someone that you have a lot of feelings with. It looks like that person wants to communicate with you, but possibly in the past they might have been a bit cutting towards you, and possibly as well you've had a situation with them where it's really broken your heart, but you had plans to build something solid and have a great foundation there. So there is a bit of like confusion, a bit of sort of unseen power that you have as the Empress. Okay, so what the project that you're doing that has a lot of communication, or the idea in your life, maybe what you do for work, whatever's happened with this relationship has caused you to not feel as deep and strong about your conviction of your own power to create things. Maybe you're questioning this relationship that you have with this person, because not everything may be as it seems. So I get for you though the Hierophant at the bottom of the deck. So that means that your beliefs, right, and how you view the world, it's going to blossom with that Empress energy, and it just gets tested sometimes. People check, where are you standing? Do you stand with me? If you don't stand with me, you stand against me. It's not like that, but it can feel like that. Yeah.
Very,
Yeah.
very lovely, lovely words. Your cards here saying here about ties to do with people in your life. And I think it's an interesting one here because it's putting things into a perspective where sometimes maybe we're looking up a little bit rather than looking at equals or something. And in this particular era, your Seven of Clubs here is a lovely card, because this is a card that says here, actually, do you know what? You're above your problems. You're not below them. It's just be careful you're not involve yourself in too much rattle nuts and rusty nuts and bolts of people's opinions, that you're missing the point yourself, and that no, see yourself as a higher individual, because your cards are also saying you're moving on. Yes, you're moving on.
Yeah.
Right, there we go. There we
Moving
go.
on.
Yes, moving on. and it's moving on, but it's moving on with a positive intent. But it's actually coming to that point to say, do you know what? I'm a better person now. I'm a better person, and that's something that's pretty easy. Okay, right.
It's
So we're
making you
gonna
stronger. You're
yes.
stronger.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Lisa, you'll get stronger.
Yes.
You'll look strong. You'll be emotionally strong. You'll even smell strong. Is that kitchen
Lovely.
again?
Yeah.
Maria. Yeah, what's that song? Maria. I can't remember the words. Anyway, right. She says, "Will my situation improve? Will my situation improve?" Okay, and okay, all right.
Yeah.
Maria, this is very interesting here because I'm picking up here. There's a lovely lady who wants to come through, and she's not related to you at all. No, she wants to tell me she's a friend. She's a friend of yours, and that she says, "You know who I am." You know, she wants to say a big J. Either the month of June or a name begins with a J, like June. And right, yes, Lisa, I'll bring that up in a minute. Right, because Maria says here, sorry, this lady here says here, she was quite an attractive lady, very attractive lady, but she had a look. She had a few things wrong here. She says here that in her life, and she chose me at heart, in her life emotionally, she didn't do it right. Didn't do it right here, but she just says that's all gone now. That's all gone. Don't worry about this. It's gone now. But she says, look at your life here. Will your situation improve? Um, I get a feeling from her is, why do we call it a situation? It's just what your. I feel that whatever's going on around you is an evolving process. It's not a situation like we're looking at a landmark or something like this. It's an evolvement, and an interesting set of circumstances come up in front of you are going to throw you left field. They're going to come left field to you, and you're going to go, I wasn't expecting this. But the news
Mm.
will be UK based. It won't be Spain based. That's going to be an interesting one. Dun dun
Ooh. Dun.
dun. In fact, I've got to find here. I've got to find here wherever it is. Yes, because that's how I see it. Oh yeah, there it is. Dum. There you go. There's just for you, Maria. Okay, so yeah, go on, far away. What would you like to say, Maria?
Yeah, so I got picked up on that same kind of energy as Phil, not with the details that Phil can produce. It's quite
Oh, your
amazing.
details are good. What are you on about?
So your life is definitely going to change for the better, Maria. You've been working really hard. So we've got an 8 of Pentacles. So 8 is like progress, you know. It's like you've worked on something until it starts to produce results for you, and you've got the 6 of Swords, which means, you know, some movement, right? Some moving away from, maybe it's been stuck, or hasn't been as much movement as you've been wanting, to the King of Pentacles, which is a grand opportunity for a change, a new person to enter your life, who, you know, can be someone who is practically a nice person to have around you, to guide you in your like desires for you know, being Pentacles. I get the feeling that some of your desires is around money and financial security, but there is some kind of change, right? So maybe you've been in a situation where someone's been holding a bit too much power over you in work or business or home, but there's just a change and an end of that energy there, because the Emperor can be just that little bit too much, like my way or the highway. Okay, but the King of Pentacles is much more like, you know, work with you, I don't have anything to prove, and where can we go from here, and what can we create? So that's what's coming
Beautiful.
up for you.
That's beautiful. I like that. I like that. In your cards here, you've got the 4 of Wands. You've got 4 of Rods. 4 of Clubs. 4 of Clubs. I like the cartomancy cards on this. And this is indicated around here. It says that keep keep your ears open for news coming to you from people who are going to bring opportunities to you. You're not looking in the direction that actually the news is going to come from. This is why I feel it's going to be something that's going to be open to you. And your situation is nowhere near as difficult as you think it's going to be. Your situation here is just to wait a moment, just to wait. Dun, dun, dun. Yes, 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 yes. Because sometimes I know that noise and chat and things like this sounds a bit like this sometimes, doesn't it? People trying to give you information. Whoa, enough. Give Maria a break, people. Yes. Anyway, right, let's move on down the road. We're going to go to Delia. Delia, she's gone Ewa. She's gone Ewa. Delia. Okay, dear. Okay, so will I cross paths with my twin again? Ooh. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, will I pass with my twin again? Now, the information I'm picking up here is I'm hearing laughter from over here. And she says, yes, listening. And she says here that it's interesting because I've got this very nice gentleman here who's a very funny man. Very, very funny man, very witty, and he's coming through. In fact, if I said Billiam or Will, would you understand this name here, Billiam or Will, because he wants to come through with this. And he's saying to me here, he says, if your twin was to cross your path again, what is it you would want? What is it that's supposed to happen here? Because he's saying to me, he's laughing with me here and says here, do you, yes, she says, yes, that's him, it's her uncle, yes. And she's saying to me here that, he's saying to me here, says the information that he wants to get for you here is there's a life path in front of you which is going to become very, very engaging and entertaining for you. And you may look differently in the future. So though you're looking at twin flames now, maybe there's a twin flame thing here which is teaching you something. And if you were to meet the particular person in the future, I think you'll be in a completely different mindset. I think you'll be looking at your life completely differently. And I think you'll be enjoying yourself enormously. Now, one of the things I pick up is going to come up here, especially towards your summertime, because you're slowly going into winter. Are you going to winter now? Is it coming that way, or is you still in summer? You're going to winter.
Getting in there.
You're getting in there. Anyway, okay. So what I pick up here is I think something's going to come up here, which I think is going to be enormously rewarding for you. But I just see here that the travel, the life, the fun, and the opportunities that come up in front of you will make you sing a lot more. Sing. No, don't sing. Sorry, I don't mean sing. I mean just have a nice time there. So I pick up that energy, and that's what's going to be strong. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Good.
Right.
Well, thank you so much. It's been an absolutely fantastic morning, and I think we're going to have you on again. We've gone 7 minutes over. I know other people who said they wanted readings and things, but yes. La. That's about as far as it goes. Thank you very much. And
thank you, everyone. I really hope you've enjoyed it.
Yeah. It's been absolutely fabulous. I love doing this. Yeah.
Ask questions in the group anytime, because when I look at them, I can just like answer them, through typing or through a vid, because it's a powerful process, and we can all be here to support each other in these things. So.
Absolutely, look forward to it. What I can say, but say a huge thank you to you. And guys, just so you know, get on again tomorrow morning with the Spiritual Astrology Show with the fabulous Guillemar. Guillemar should be joining me. On Friday night, I'll be joined by Taz Sandbrook on a Moon and Heart series. And then on Sunday, for the first time here, we're going on to Instagram. And we're going to be doing a live show on Instagram, 8 o'clock Spain time, 7 o'clock EU. 8 o'clock Spain time, 7 o'clock UK, whatever time it is out there. But that's going to be a live show on Instagram, so it'll be a little bit different to this.
Ooh,
but
that's great.
Yes, thank you very much. And what I can say here, we'll be talking very, very soon. I think in the next few hours or so before you go to bed. Because it's yes, it's getting near your bedtime. It's about 9 o'clock now, isn't it? Your time. And but say thank you to everybody. All your comments, guys. You guys have been extraordinary out there. We just want to give you a big round of applause, guys, for all your input during the show. You have been absolutely fabulous. And also a hoot to the fabulous Irene for joining us there. Just say thank you so much. And we just want to to all you guys out there having a fabulous time in Australia. And let's give a bit of a to you guys in the UK. And I'll find another noise here. Oh yes, let's do for people just getting up in the morning, wherever you are. That's for you guys too. So
wake up, rise
wake
and
up,
shine,
wake up, rise and shine. Right. Okay. Thank you so much. Big thank you to Deborah for producing the show. Big thank you to all you guys. And what a terrific morning. See you guys very soon. See you tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock EU, 10 o'clock UK. And you're ready. Have a lovely evening. Speak soon. Give our love to everybody over there in Australia. Big love, big love and burgers.
Yeah.
Love and burgers.
Yeah.
Take care.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thanks.